What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So as you guys can see now, I'm on the road and I am on my way to Las Vegas. There's a convention, the National Association of Broadcasters convention. And so I'm going to go to that, see what's going on when it comes to the new technology, when it comes to cameras and audio equipment, things like that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about retirement. And I just want to add on to the video that I posted a couple of days ago. And if you guys can do me a favor, like I've stated in previous videos, actually I stated only in one video, the last video that I posted, about please support the retirement content, because YouTube is not promoting this out the same way that it would promote some of my other videos. So like if I post a video on a Social Security update, usually YouTube will promote that, but when I talk about retirement, for whatever reason, YouTube does not promote that. Now, you guys can do me a favor by just hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, hitting the little bell notification, all that good stuff. That helps with the algorithm. But by also sharing this content with your family and friends, and that helps with the algorithm as well. So I'm actually almost to Vegas. I've been driving for the last 2.5 hours, and I just thought about something I wanted to talk a little bit about when it comes to retirement. So, as you guys know, if you don't know, I retired it's been a year and 6 months. No, not a year and 4 months. And one thing that I did not anticipate, and I talked about some of the things in a previous video, and I'll post a link to that video so you can check it out. But one of the things that I didn't expect, and this is more of a negative when it comes to retiring, is that a lot of the people that you work with, so your friends at work, and I consider friends at work and your friends that you grew up with, they're kind of in different banks, right? They're not the same, because your friends you grew up with, I have friends that I grew up with, and they've been my friends for years and years. But when you start working somewhere, of course you're going to develop friendships, but it's kind of a situation where I don't want to say it's a forced relationship, but you do have to spend a lot of time with those people anyway, and sometimes that develops into a relationship where you might go out to lunch together, and you might even spend time outside of work with them. And so one of the things that I didn't anticipate is those people that you do have relationships with at work, and you go to lunch and things like that, some of those people will not be around when you retire. So they might continue working and you retire and you don't hear from them anymore. And so that's one of the things that I didn't anticipate. I was thinking, you know what, some of these friends, we've had a friendship for years, let's say 5-10 years. And it was okay when we were working together because we saw each other a lot and we spent time and talked about different things and all that. But when you retire, it's different. Now you're not a part of the company anymore. You're not a part of the workforce. And so you don't see that person very often. And you might not have even talked to them that much on the phone or text with them that much when you were working, because you saw them all the time. But now that you're retired, it's totally different, because now you don't text them and you really don't hear from them. So that was a big thing that I had to kind of adjust to. And there are some people that I still talk with. There are some people that I work with that I still talk to on a regular basis, that I go out to lunch with. Even now that I'm retired, I still got to go out to lunch with them and spend time with them. But some of those people, I was already doing that before. I mean, it was already established. Like, I met them at work, but we already had a friendship outside of work, and so that friendship was able to continue. Whereas there's some other people that I had relationships with, didn't really spend too much time outside of work with them, and those are the people that you really don't hear from. Maybe I'll hear from them once in a blue moon. If someone got fired and they wanted to share this information with me for whatever reason, that kind of stuff, or something happened that was drastic at work where they want to share that with you. And so I think it's just something that you should think about when you retire. Who's still going to be around as your friends and who is not going to talk to you anymore, or pretty much they're going about their business and you're not a part of their life anymore. And like I stated, I have friends that I grew up with, and they're still my friends today, and I spend time with them. So this is not anything, for me, it's not a big deal, but it's just an observation. It's something that I didn't really anticipate. I was thinking that some of the people that I spent a lot of time with at work, I'd probably still be in touch with them after I stopped working there. But it's not, that's not the case. And so I just wanted to mention that. Now, there are some other things when it comes to retirement that were shockers to me, things that aren't really, positive. And I talked about in the previous video, I talked about all the positives of retirement. And the positives far outweigh the negatives when it comes to retiring. And so I just wanted to mention this, and I'm really, when it comes down to it, if you are in a situation where you have the opportunity to retire, and especially if you have the opportunity to retire when you're younger and you can afford to do that, I highly, highly recommend taking that leap, because there are so many things that you can benefit from if you retire. And what some people do is they will, especially if you work where you're receiving a pension, what a lot of people will do is they'll go ahead and retire and start pulling that pension in, and then go somewhere else and get another job. In the law enforcement community, this is very common. You see this a lot because you're working in law enforcement, you're working for the government, you're usually going to receive a pension. And they will take that pension and then go, and they can do the same job, go to another agency that has a different retirement system, and then they can collect their pension after they've retired from the first law enforcement job, and then go to another law enforcement job and double dip. And so that's very, very common. And not, I'm not talking about just police officers and things like that. I'm talking about people who work for a government in general. So it doesn't even have to be just law enforcement. Most government jobs, they have pension plans set up. And so they will do that exact same thing. They'll leave, they'll go somewhere else, and they'll be able to collect a pension as well as work another job and double dip. And so that's another option. But I highly recommend, as soon as you can, if you can retire, do it. There are a lot of people out there that are struggling at work, and they might not ever be able to retire. And that's really sad. And there's some people that are doing fine at work and they can retire, but they don't know what they're going to do when they retire. And so they just continue to work. And just my opinion, that's the wrong way to do things. Now everybody, some people, they love their job, and that's why they stay there. And they don't know what they would do without their job. And I completely understand that. One of the other negatives when it comes to retiring is now you're no longer on a schedule. Whereas when I was working, I had a schedule. Got up at a certain time in the morning, Monday through Friday, ate at a certain time in the morning, got to work, ate lunch at a certain time. Everything was structured. Whereas when you retire, that structure is gone. And that's one thing that I had to learn really fast, was I need to have a structure. So if that means me creating my own structure or something, working a part-time job, or doing something, I need to have that structure, because if not, then I end up not doing anything for days on end, where it's like, okay, I plan to do something and then I just keep putting it off because I don't have that structure. And so that's something that's really important, and something that I've learned just in this year and a half that I've been retired. I've learned the importance of, I need to be on a schedule, and I need to stick to that schedule so I can get things done. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, and those are the two main things there when it comes to retirement that I've noticed just in this last little over a year. The fact that some of your friends at work you're probably not going to hear from when you retire, and the schedule aspect. You need to be on a schedule. And I say that, I shouldn't say you need. I need to be on a schedule in order to get things done when I retire, because that's just the way I am. And I've been working for the vast majority of my adult life on a schedule, and so it's hard to be off a schedule when you retire. And so I just wanted to share that. Now I want you guys in the comments below, if you guys can do me a favor, let me know some of the struggles that you found in retirement. So let me know that in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. Next time you guys see me, I'm going to be in Las Vegas, and I will continue to post videos every day, so that's not going to change. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. And yes, I'm on my way to Vegas. Next time you see me, it'll probably be me shooting a video out of the hotel, so it'll be a little different environment. And I might even show you some stuff from the actual the conference that I'm going to. So that's all I have. Like the video, subscribe for more. Please share. Like I said, please share this video with others, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.